have Michael Galeppo with the Drug Users Union. Michael is a passionate community organizer in RI. He is here to tell us more about his work. Give it up for Michael.
Thank you very much, everybody. And I really appreciate you all being here today. I think that's a really important part of this part of our story as a state, as a community, as a nation, as a group of free people. And right now, we're standing here because we all know deep down in our hearts that we are not free as a country. As a veteran of the armed forces, as somebody who served in active duty, whose comrades were killed in the line of combat right at the very beginning of our most recent war. This is not what I fought for. This is not what our ancestors fought for. This is not what they died for. And we're not going to take it. We should be able to turn to the people that are put in place to protect us. They have failed. We are done doing things their way. And now we stand here to do things our way. As a free people of the United States of America, because of the Community Safety Act, I've been able to access police data at a higher level of specificity than ever before in the history of our country to hold them accountable. And you know what I found? That people who are arrested for substance-related crimes, who are Black and Hispanic in the city of Providence, were arrested at 9 times their presence in the community. You can no longer hide behind your defense of unknowing ignorance. We need to hold our leaders accountable and make sure that they understand that these laws are racist, that they are used to criminalize the poor, to increase prison populations, and they take money from the broken backs of our middle working class, while the highest and most profitable institutions in our country are given tax breaks and handouts, while we break our backs to pay for their policies. They are not ours. We're done doing this their way. We're going to continue to write our own laws. We're going to continue to write our own policies. And we're going to continue to elect the people into office that we need. We're done with bipartisan politics. It's a broken system. We need true, direct democracy and elected official accountability. And we are done paying for this war on the criminalization of sex work, the criminalization of drug addicts, the criminalization of the poor. We're done. War is not a pathway to community safety and healing. All we have done is create more fear and more division amongst the people in our communities who most need our support. There is no way for any of these laws that have criminalized the vulnerable people of our country to help them. It is a lie. And we're done letting them get away with giving us their lies. We demand truth. We demand liberty. And we demand real justice. That the people at the very top of our system that run companies and organizations and conglomerates like Big Pharma, Big Tobacco, Big Alcohol, the NRA, folks that do not represent the interests of working class or everyday Americans that live here in this country. And they don't care how many of you get hurt or killed or locked away for life in the process. They don't care, because it's all about their bottom line. And I'm sorry, but I am not about to sell away my freedom. You cannot tell me that there is an amount of money that I would ever trade that for. That is not why my family came to this country. That's not why I enlisted in the armed forces voluntarily. And that is not why every other person that has done so has done this. We have done this in service to this country to ensure that we had liberty and freedom for all. That is the oath that I took under God, and I take my oath seriously. It is time for us to join forces and to stop allowing ourselves to be divided by misinformation and by organizations that have agendas to keep us divided and to disempower and disenfranchise us as a community. We have to come together and support each other. These are not moral issues. I repeat, these are not moral issues. Criminalization does not lead to safer sex work. It does not lead to reducing deaths from overdose. It does not lead to safer communities. The only thing that it leads to is more financial hardship and bigger prison populations. That is the only thing they can accomplish with that. We're done building prisons. We're done. And I hope that we can take what we have here together. I invite you all to join me. Anybody who identifies with the youth community, whether past, present, future, whether you live in a world where your use has now been recognized by the ending of prohibition, whether you drink alcohol, whether you smoke marijuana or crack or shoot heroin, whatever that looks like for you, you're welcome to join us, because we have a truly inclusive organization. We will not alienate people from joining our cause, because this affects all of us. This affects our families. This criminalization, trying to make substance use into a violent crime, would expose families not only to incredibly harsh circumstances from losing another family member in the event of a community crisis, but it also places an undue hardship on that family, because now they become open to civil litigation, because now they're the victim of a violent crime. And we have not talked about this. Turning the poor against the poor, turning the rich against the poor. But most importantly, what this law could be used for, and what it will be used for, is to turn white people against communities of the underprivileged and communities of color and ethnic communities that live right here in this state and across this country. It is the propagation of white supremacy. And for us to allow these people to get away with this, to not hold them accountable and hold their hands to the fire until they wilt, because this is what they're doing to us. They have to know the truth. And that's why I'm standing with you here today, because we will make that truth known. And if the police won't stand with us, then we will stand against them. You do not make us afraid. And we will not run and hide. We stand here together as a country and as a people. We are strong. In our history, the greatest folks in our nation's history have said, in times where liberty is prevalent, the government should fear us. And in times when oppression is prevalent, the people fear the government. We are done with oppression.